Could one of you quickly check if I'm live on my channels, maybe?
Yes. Yep, you're live.
On Twitch and YouTube?
I'm just checking YouTube. Hold on.
I think so, because I see one comment in chat. Yeah, no, we should be live. No worries.
Okay. Are we good then for us to go live?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Hello and welcome to GameSpot's Play for All charity livestream. My name is Jake Decker. I'm here with Jean-Luc Seipke.
Hello.
And joining us today is a very special guest, Kyle Rebel. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good. It's kind of hot in my room right now, so I'm gonna be streaming this game at about 35 degrees Celsius, but that's alright. It's for a good cause, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Kyle is the project lead of a massive mod called Skyblivion, which basically is an attempt to recreate Oblivion in, well, not necessarily in Skyrim, but with Skyrim's tools. He's been working on this mod for a very long time, and we're excited to check it out.
I'm so excited.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I hope everything will go according to plan. I did make a promise to myself that I would donate $10 for every crash we get. Hopefully I'm not going to regret that, so...
Every crash, I'll donate 10 as well.
Alright. Awesome.
This is made by volunteers. There will be bugs that we'll run into, but it doesn't represent the final build. But yeah, definitely, if this interests you at all, I think you're gonna really enjoy this stream, because this is some cool stuff.
Yeah, I hope it'll be good. Actually, before we start, I do want to thank everyone from GameSpot really quickly for this opportunity. I think it's really cool that through this project we're able to do some good. I will say it's a little overwhelming to be amongst guests such as Danny O'Dwyer, Jake Baldino, and Troy Baker. Just some of the names I've seen pop up during the stream, but I'm really thankful for the opportunity, and I hope your viewers and my own will enjoy this little charity event we put together.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, load in, get us started.
Yeah, man.
Where are you? Here we go.
Also, if you're in chat, feel free to drop questions for Kyle, and we'll get those to him right away. And if you do want to donate as well, you can find the links at bit.ly/gs-blm or bit.ly/gs-covid. But all the support helps.
Yeah, and if you happen to be watching on my own Twitch channel, if you type !charity, you will find these links that were just mentioned as well.
Oh, cool. More set up than we are.
All right. Can you guys see the game? Is it working?
I can see it. Yeah.
I can see it.
It looks like you've just exited the sewers.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got a way better armor set than you would. If you
I cheated a little bit. I'm completely decked out. My inventory is full of only the best gear. But yeah, these are the sewers that you exit the game from. This is the tutorial level, pretty much behind this door. And this is the first alien ruin you will actually come across in the game. It's called Vilverin. It's a really nice place to check out low level. There should be 2 bandits behind the walls, and a nice
Played this
little
ruin
alien dungeon.
many times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you and me both. You and me both. So I thought
I
this
mean,
would be a really
it's
nice
such a
place to
good
start.
dungeon.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. I was just saying it's such a good starter dungeon and it has so much stuff in it.
Oh yeah, and I think it really shows kind of like the power of this project. This first scene, this first image. If you lay it right next to your Oblivion screenshot, it kind of goes to show how much you can do with you know, the newer technology, newer engine, and some really good 3D artists.
Yeah. So how big is the Skyblivion team? Because it's a team of volunteers, but it's not like a traditional. Obviously, it's not like a traditional game studio. Because you guys are already working remote, no matter what, because the team is from all over the place, and then also this mod is entirely free. Well, not entirely free, right? You need to own both Skyrim and Oblivion in order to download this mod.
Yeah. I think our team is it's not that big actually, especially when I look at other modding projects. The team it's pretty small. I think in total there are about 100 members on the team, but if we count active members, like people that contribute once a month, I think you are down to about 30. So yeah. But I mean, it's a really tight-knit group of very like-minded nerds. So it's a fun time. We have a lot of fun working on this mod. And yeah, it's good. You know, I don't think size matters per se. I mean, sometimes it does. I think we have a pretty good flow going. So I mean, yeah, we're in a pretty good spot right now as far as the size of the team goes. But I will say that if there's people listening right now who are experienced in 3D modeling or have experience modding Skyrim, we can definitely use your help. Okay, this is actually kind of funny. I kind of cheated just before the stream started, and I leveled my character way up. And something I noticed right away is that the bandit is wearing mithril armor, which is not supposed to be a thing. At least that's something we want to get rid of down the line, because I think the level scaling in Oblivion was kind of ridiculous. It's cool that we remade it so far, but you know, fighting bandits in the top tier armor sets is not really, you know, balanced in my opinion. But
Yeah.
it makes for a nice challenge, I guess.
Do you mind equipping torch maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the lighting for the alien dungeons has been remade to be a bit more eerie and dark.
Totally. I
can-
definitely prefer that. But I just want to make sure I can see
Oh,
some
yeah,
of the...
I can imagine it's hard for the people watching.
So I imagine most of the people on the developer team are probably like Jean-Luc and I, and that we're like, yeah, Skyrim's pretty cool, but Oblivion was where it's at.
Oh no.
That's how I feel. I don't know why. I always
mean-
think about, like, is that just me because it was my first one? I don't know. I think about that a lot.
I definitely agree with you, to be honest, and I just got totally annihilated, and I think I'm gonna go back to... I actually made 2 saves, one that's level 1 and one that's total beefcake. I'm not gonna survive on the second. No, but I agree. I think Oblivion had such a better story and atmosphere compared to Skyrim. I mean, I love both games a lot for their own things, but I don't know, just Oblivion, it's something else.
Someone in the chat is wondering if you or any of the team have tried Skyrim VR at all.
I mean, there aren't many modders who can afford a VR headset. I think one guy on our team actually bought one recently, I know I myself don't have one, so I wouldn't know if it works. It should in theory.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
All right, those bandits look more like bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question: are you guys remaking the DLC as well? So I think they're talking about Shivering Isles, I'm sure.
It's a good question. The smaller DLC we plan to include in the mod, but the bigger one like Shivering Isles, it's too much work. I mean, we could, but we'd rather get the main mod, like the main game, out ASAP, and then focus on the DLC after.
Totally.
And I mean, yeah, it just like, I don't know. You can only do this for so long, you know. I've been doing this since 2013. That's when kind of the whole planning stage began. And then most of the people working on the project now are from 2016 or more recent. And as much fun as it has been to do this, I would like to get it just done at some point. And doing Shivering Isles right away just isn't really an option.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I got another question. This one's from Daniel Moreno, who's a good dude. But he asked, how did you achieve a consistent vision between several 3D artists? Did you use style guides? This is something that I remember asking you too, because that always seems like it would be a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to 3D artists or concept artists for that matter, I try to work very closely together with them throughout the process to ensure that the quality and the style remains consistent. It's definitely not an easy job, but it's just a whole lot of communication to make sure that you achieve somewhat similar end result. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I hope that kind of answers your question. I mean, there's not like a really specific answer to the question. We just, we go over it together, and we try to come up with something that fits Oblivion and that fits assets that we made already. So it all kind of works together nicely.
Oh, nice.
You've definitely perfected the finishers in this game. Like every kill, I see it. It's something that didn't happen much for me in Skyrim. Unless you get one of those mods that just makes it happen all the time.
Yeah. I love that mod actually.
It's a cool mod. There's a lot of cool mods out there. Do you have like a favorite Skyrim mod or like a couple Skyrim mods that you
definitely, yeah.
Can't play this game without?
Well, I
can't play Skyrim without.
I think Inigo is probably my favorite follower mod, and I'm pretty sure I saw the creator of Inigo on Twitch, on my own Twitch just now, so a little shout out for him. Other than that, the unofficial patches, because as much as we love the Bethesda games, they are buggy as hell.
Oh yeah, that is like required downloading.
Yeah,
the official patch.
Yeah. Let's see. Other than that, I really like. There's a couple of really cool perk mods that make the perks a bit more interesting. In Skyrim, they're not bad. They're pretty simplistic though, and I don't know. I like getting a few perk mods to remedy that.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I'm the same way. Like I'm definitely looking at the perk mods when I start a new Skyrim playthrough. Although usually when I start a new Skyrim playthrough, I download a bunch of mods, start it up, play an hour, and I'm like, yeah, that's all I got time for, and then I don't go back to it.
Yeah. Also, I mean, at the beginning of the stream we talked about bugs, and I'm not gonna pretend like the Skyblivion is super close to being finished and there's no bugs left. As you can see, the door is broken. Welkin stones are broken.
Right.
We have these pressure plates which you need to activate to open the door, and they work, which is great. But you can hear the audio is looping right now.
Oh, really?
Which is also a little bug. So yeah, just open card, nothing to hide. But we are making good progress. I I don't think I'm actually going to finish the entire dungeon, because most of the beauty in Cyrodiil is definitely outside, not so much inside.
You know, I think that's what I really liked about Oblivion is there's something about walking, like just walking from town to town. Like I know that the game lets you fast travel like immediately, but like I love just walking between the different towns and seeing like the landscape change and the trees change.
Yeah.
We got another question here from CRISPR Dinosaur Games. So what is the biggest challenge other than coordination of getting all the people to work on this project? So I guess apart from coordination, what is a big challenge that you've run into doing this?
I mean, to be honest, coordination is probably the hardest one. That's kind of like my main job for the project is make sure everything is coordinated properly. But besides that, I mean, quest implementation is quite difficult. It requires a lot of people who can do things that I don't understand. Let's put it like that. Like I have no idea how they do it. I just listen and make sure they have what they need. So the questing department is definitely something that's you know, a lot of talented people that do things that not a whole lot of us can do. And the difficulty with that is finding people who are able to do that. So yeah, I think that the project requires some very specific skills that are pretty hard to come by, you know, when you're a game studio offering, you know, an actual job and payment. And that's even harder, I feel like, when all you can offer is you know, your name in the credits. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a pretty difficult part of the project. Other than that, you know, because everyone is a volunteer, it can be difficult sometimes to keep people motivated. So what I try to do personally is I'm in the voice chat every single day after work, or now that I'm working from home, sometimes during work. You know, make sure that you keep communicating with everyone. You know, learn people's first names. It's kind of like little things to make the project a little more personal. There's also a lot of, you know, it's pretty difficult, you know, sinking all that time into you know, creating those relationships with people.
To follow up on that, Gears of Candy, who sounds like he's or this person is part of the team, says, "Do be aware that Kyle whips us recklessly to keep up morale."
It's true, yeah. He's from the landscaping department. Yeah, it's kind of like a running joke in the team. I'm really nice to everyone. Don't worry.
I'll get that mud crab. Yeah.
Sierra Zera, I think. Says, I have a question for Kyle. Will features of Skyrim still work in the Skyblivion game? So if I want to play through this as a vampire lord, will I be able to do that?
Well, the thing is, like, vampirism was a thing in Oblivion. It just worked very different from the way it did in Skyrim. I
preferred how it works in this game, I think.
I think both are pretty cool in their own way. It's hard to say right now. It's something that I haven't tested. I don't see why not, but I don't dare, you know, confirm or deny at this point.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
By the way, you'll see some unnamed objectives pop up on my screen every now and again. That's for quests that have specific triggers. Like we just started the Nirnroot quest, seeking your roots. But the quest, like the objectives for the quest, have not been written yet.
Oh, okay.
So instead of, you know, visit X mage in X town, it just says complete objective 9. So if you were wondering why that is, there you go.
Oh wow, this looks great.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite areas in the map, simply because, well, I mean, you're right around the Imperial City. This is still pretty civilized as well, so there's a lot of settlements, nice dense forests, and just beautiful vistas everywhere. What I can actually do real quick is give you guys a bit of an aerial view.
Ooh,
Since since the weather's pretty clear, you can see pretty far out. So this is the area where we're at right now. The area around the Imperial City, that's called the Heartlands. It's fairly green, lush, a lot of grass fields, and not too densely forested. Behind we have Skyrim. You can see the snowy mountaintops and the Jarl Mountains, which Cyrodiil and Skyrim both share a border with. We have the Great Forest, which is an ancient forest near Coral. It also has the settlement of Hackdirt, which some Oblivion fans might remember. Yeah. Shady shit goes down there. We have all the way in the distance, you can't really see it all too well, but we have Blackwood, which is an actual flat swamp now, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
Which I think it might be one of my favorite areas, purely because it's an actual super murky swamp. Whereas in Oblivion, it was it was randomly generated terrain, and it wasn't anything too memorable.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was gonna ask if you guys were like changed anything dramatically to sort of like give it a more distinct style. I was thinking about like like Bruma, how it borders Skyrim, and like when they made Oblivion, they didn't really have like that Skyrim aesthetic like kind of created. Like, did you guys kind of add some of that Skyrim aesthetic back into Oblivion in like areas like Bruma?
Yeah, definitely. So actually, we tackled all the different regions, which is one of the main reasons why I find Cyrodiil so cool. Is you had these different biomes in one map. You had the Heartlands, which is where we're at right now. You have the Jarl Mountains, the Valus Mountains, the Gold Coast, Galovian Highlands, and the West Weld. I think that's all of them. And every region, at least in the lore, is supposed to be very distinct from one another. In Oblivion, it wasn't that much different, but we're definitely trying to improve the way every region feels and looks, and also sounds by changing the sound design, different sound effects, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're definitely trying our best to make the world look as unique and as interesting as possible, and really reward players for exploring. There's lots of hidden loot and treasures and cool stuff to be found.
One of my favorite areas that I saw was I think it's Blackwood, right? Like, because originally it was like supposed to be the swampy area, but in Oblivion it's just kind of like there are more trees here. But like, the screenshots and video that I've seen of what you guys have done with Blackwood is awesome. Like, it looks so cool.
Yeah, definitely. In Oblivion, because of the randomly generated terrain, it was a lot of hills and, like you said, a ton of trees, and not that much. That I don't even think there were a lot of puddles or collections of water anywhere. And with our Blackwood, we kind of doubled down on what we think Blackwood would or should look like. We just flattened the entire place and remade it from scratch. You can also see this ugly area that I'm walking through right now. That's not the level of quality we're going for per se, but it's in between two claims. So someone's working on the area above and someone's working on the area below, and we always keep a strip kind of empty, so that when we merge plugins, which is how we update our internal build, we don't get conflicts, because if people work on the same spot and you try to merge those plugins, the software that we use, just kind of goes bananas. Doesn't like it at all.
Interesting. It's pretty neat to like see more of the development side, like how you're zooming out and showing how claims work and whatnot, because like myself included, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat, like even though this is a mod, that's a side of like game development and design that almost never gets seen.
Yeah, and that's actually why we're trying to work on a video series to kind of take people behind the scenes and really discuss in length how things work on this team, how you know, areas get created, how 3D assets go from concept to 3D to being implemented in game. I think it's
watch that.
Yeah, it's a side of game development that you just never really see, but I think it's one of the most interesting things, you know, fans could you know, get a glimpse of.
So we got a lot of questions here. Oh, go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna read off some questions. We've got a meme question here, but I want to read it anyway. This is from Santan Day. He says, "Will horse armor be in this game, and how much will it cost?"
Yeah, that's actually we have someone on the team who wanted to do it for fun, and we have some really cool armors. And that's the thing, you know, this is volunteer work. So when people they work on tasks that need to be done, and they work on tasks that they want to do. And someone really wanted to do horse armor just for the fun of it, and he created some really cool designs, and they're actually done. They're not in game right now, but yeah, like Skyblivion, it'll be free, but the quality of it is really good. And besides being kind of like a running joke now, I think it really does add a little something to have a fully plated horse by your side, kicking goblins and whatnot.
Okay, we got more questions here I'm gonna go through.
Okay.
Do you intend to change or add quests and mechanics? That's kind of a big question. I guess we can start with quests. Like, do you plan on changing around quests much, or are they going to be very similar to what people
quests remember? Not so much. We're currently in the implementation process for quests. And we kind of want to keep them as close to Oblivion as possible. I mean, Oblivion's writing is phenomenal. It's the best writing I've ever seen in any Elder Scrolls game, if I'm being completely honest. So there's nothing I would change about quests or writing in general. Mechanics, yeah, I think there's going to be some mechanics that will be improved upon or quote-unquote modernized a little. But in the end, like with quests, it's our goal to remake or re-envision something, so we don't want to stray too far off from what made something good or wonky in Oblivion. But for instance, a skill like athletics, you know, which allowed you to jump 40 feet in the air and just run around like you were jacked up on whatever, on skooma. That's something that unfortunately we won't be able to bring back in the game.
Question for Kyle: how are the loading screens coming along? I heard they were being worked on a while back.
Yeah, we finished all the loading screens last week. We've had a fantastic concept artist by the name of Furion from Russia, who completed all 62 loading screens in 82 days in about 400 hours. And that was over the last 2-3 months. That's when he joined the project. So it's coming. It's fantastic, and they look amazing. They just have not been implemented yet. You can see that our UI is, some parts are implemented, others aren't. For instance, all the button art that you can have on your keyboard or controller have been implemented, but for some reason we didn't do skills, map, magic, or the main HUD.
Right.
So, you know, we don't have our priorities exactly straight, I don't think, but you know, it'll happen slowly but steadily.
Let's see. What other questions do we have here?
Actually, before we move on to the next question, the town we were just at, right over there on the mountain peak, is where we're going to be walking through a quest for you guys. that we implemented. I was just kind of waiting for the chats on or the streams on YouTube and Twitch to pick up so that people don't miss it.
Okay.
So just remind me to go back there in about, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. In the meantime, I'll show up. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to show you guys, but I don't think we're in that much of a hurry yet.
No. Fantastic. And just a reminder for everyone watching that this is also a charity stream. We are donating both to COVID direct relief for those people on the front lines, as well as Black Lives Matter. We have links for both of those right here, as well as in the description. So please go check those out and donate if you can to help those out. And we'll be donating if the game crashes at all.
Yeah,
So,
by
$30 per
any
crash.
yeah. By any chance, did you get any donations yet? Because we did prepare a little something for the stream. I think either way, I'm gonna just do it. But if there's any big donation I can give a shout out, that would be great.
Even better, yeah. So if you guys want a special surprise as well, go ahead and donate.
We should mention that we're doing this this is week, 4 of 6? So throughout the next couple weeks, we're going to have a bunch of cool guests, a bunch of cool segments every day, so make sure to tune in. And of course, we'll be raising money during all that as well. So, whoa, what's going on? Oh, that's so cool. Holy cow.
That's the magic of modding for you. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I mean, before I forget, and just don't use the spell at all. I mean, it's something stupid, but one of our guys worked on that for like a day, I think.
Oh, that's amazing! I love that.
It's awesome.
Okay, I think we're gonna make our way into the ancient forest of, well, the Great Forest is what it's called.
Cool.
It's a pretty epic location in Skyblivion, and again, it's completely different from what it was in Oblivion, but I don't think that's a bad thing per se.
No, I'm really excited to see the difference.
This is definitely, I definitely love this area. There's just something about like seeing the Imperial, what is it, the Imperial Citadel? Oh, super speed.
Yeah.
Just from like all corners of the map. It just really, like, I don't know, sets the tone.
Really does.
Or the mood, I guess. Nick the Mage asks, how long has this project been in development, and when did you have the idea to make this project?
So it wasn't my idea. I joined in, let's see, I think in 2013. So the way the project started, it was kind of like an experiment for two guys who created a tool that would convert Oblivion's data files to Skyrim. And I just stumbled upon it randomly, and thought, okay, this could actually be something. Like, it can be something besides just a cool little experiment. And for the next 2 years, I focused on kind of organizing the project as we know it right now. Seeing what it would take to start, I guess, like your own little indie studio, but with no budget, what that would take. And yeah, just kind of planning and seeing where things would go. And in I think 2016, I made our first video, which I think was called Skyblivion Familiar Faces, which is when we had the NPCs finished for all the different Oblivion characters in game. And that's kind of where the whole thing started. And about a year later, we had our first stable build, which we could, make environments like this on. And I made another video, and that got like 1 million views, and that's when things really started picking up. And from there, like 2016, the project kind of really started. Anything before that was pretty minor work and mostly like planning. And 2016 was kind of bananas. It's when we got a lot of new volunteers. I had to suddenly manage a 3D department, a concept department, a landscaping department, make sure everything ran smoothly. And from there, it only got bigger and better.
Well, we actually have a bunch of donations I can start reading off. They've been starting to pour in. We have, for COVID direct relief, we have $10 from Anonymous, we have $20 from Jason Dovey, and we have $10 from Amanda. So shout out to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much.
And then for Black Lives Matter donations, we have $25 from our very own Eric Tay, who runs the stream in the back right now. Thank you, Eric. And then we also have $10 from Narwaz. Oh man, he was on that other stream that we were on with Danny. Iqbal. I think that's how you say his last name. I hope I got that right this time. I remember Dan helped me out. He donated $10, so thank you. Shout out to you as well.
Man, these trees look so good. It's cool how very different the mood of this area feels compared to other parts of the map. Because like I was saying before, in the original Oblivion, all of it was just kind of like very bright and green, which I loved. But like it's cool to go in this forest that's kind of got like maybe not a moodier look to it, but like a darker.
Yeah, the story actually behind this, like this is an ancient forest that's split up into two parts. You have the redwoods and the ancient oak forest. And we really wanted to make this area feel a bit, what's the word? Like it's kind of claustrophobic to walk through, because it's very hard to see anything through the trees, and it's very hard to find your way. Like I mean, I've been through this forest like, I don't know, 100 times, but I lost the path, which is why you saw me stumble around for a few minutes back there. But I found the beaten path. We got back. But it's definitely it's a lot different from our other regions. It's a lot more. I don't know. Just it feels a little secluded as well.
Yeah.
This is another jokey question, but still a legit one. Not Locked Live wants to know, will the NPCs look normal, or is that an impossible task?
It depends on your definition of normal. If you think Skyrim NPCs look remotely normal, then yeah, they will look normal-ish, for sure.
I have a love for Oblivion NPCs. I mean, I certainly wouldn't expect that to be how characters look by today's standards, but I don't know. There's something about them that I just find charming.
I think part of it for me too is like the way they look when you mix with the voice acting, and how like every race has one voice actor, or has two, one for each gender.
Yeah.
And like it's just.
And how sometimes the lines get mixed up, so like it's the same voice actor, but they're doing a different voice, like the beggars. Oh my god, I love that stuff.
A coin for an old beggar? Thank you, kind sir. It's like, oh, what the?
Oh my gosh, wow, it is dark.
One interesting thing you mentioned about quests, I remember, is voice acting, right? Like you guys are like you can basically plug in the original voice acting. Oh, we just got another big donation, I think.
We did. We got we got 3 donations for direct relief. Moondoggy donated $10. Smart Blue Cat donated $15, and Mitchell Morris donated $50 to COVID direct relief. So,
awesome. Fantastic. Smart Blue Cat is actually the author of Inigo. So huge shout out to him as well.
An Oblivion Gate.
We got one, boys. This is the Oblivion Gate. Some people may have seen in the trailer we posted last summer. This was the one. Not as cool as or as recognizable as the one in Kvatch, but still pretty nice.
Right. Does it still work where the sky changes over time?
Yes, but not this one. It's just a fun plugin I still have enabled. Or actually, maybe the sky is... No, it is turning red.
It is. Oh, there we go.
It's because I was messing around with the weathers just now.
Yeah. Oh, those little
The
particle
embers.
effects look. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
there's
nice.
this embers and stuff flying around. Cool. I wasn't sure if this was
Man,
gonna work or not.
Yeah, I always thought these were so cool.
Yeah,
Just
me too.
randomly popping up.
We have a really good weather artist who goes by the name of Stade, and he made this fantastic weather variant for the Oblivion Gates. You can see the embers and smoke just flying around. It adds so much, I think. It's really cool.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to move out of the Great Forest, if you guys don't mind, and go maybe towards the Gold Coast, which is maybe one of my favorite areas in the game.
Oh, yeah, go
Please
for it.
do.
Okay, gives people a quick look at the map as well.
Oh,
Fun
nice.
fact is that Oblivion, like Cyrodiil, is a lot bigger than Skyrim. I mean, Skyrim is a huge map already. I remember I sent you a comparison picture, Jake, and like the exact numbers of how much bigger Cyrodiil is compared to Skyrim. But yeah, we definitely have our work cut out for us. Like, there's a lot more to do with the world map compared to with Skyrim. Just gonna
Choosing the time of day.
How's that? That's pretty good.
Oh, perfect.
Dang. That looks incredible.
I think Anvil's probably one of my favorite towns in the game.
Yeah, Anvil's pretty cool.
For me too, I think. And actually, with Skyblivion, something really cool that we did is we have you ever seen the concept art for Anvil from Oblivion? There was a really cool concept art for it that was never used, either due to time limitations or I don't know what happened. Maybe the engine couldn't handle it. Maybe it was too big for consoles. But we used that concept to kind of remake Anvil.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot bigger. It has a really cool waterway as well.
Oh.
That's awesome.
And I think in Oblivion it was kind of like just a round-ish shape like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And of course the weather changes directly back to
Right.
overcast.
It's a foggy.
Yeah, I remember spending so much time in Anvil, just like, I don't know, like not even doing quests, just walking around, talking to NPCs, and like, I remember that quest to get the house. That guy sells you a house for 5,000.
Yeah,
And it turns out
Yeah,
it's haunted. And I just remember thinking that was like the coolest quest.
That's the thing. I think Anvil has some of the best quests in the game.
Yeah, that's some really cool ones. And you have the one with the women in the inn who are kind of scamming men.
Yep, that one's
off
really
their
good.
coin. That's super well written. Really loved it.
I think a key quest in the Dark Brotherhood Guild takes place in Anvil, in the lighthouse, if I remember.
Yeah.
A couple people are noting how much the lighting has improved. Because yeah, the lighting looks great. Like, I love this like warm sort of glow. Oh, we got another donation. I just saw it go up.
Nope. Oh my gosh, yes, we do. Daniel KZ donated $100 to
Whoa.
directly with a message that says, "I do not have any game making skills. However, I will give you whatever I can muster. I would love to play Skyblivion. Before too long, you guys have my prayers and donations to help it along."
Awesome, man. That one's for you. Can't even see it too close. It's fucking
That's
massive.
so
We also have $10 for Black Lives Matter from Nico Kukuru, I think is how you say that. So shout out to you as well for donating for Black Lives Matter.
This is really small, but I love that there are waves.
Yes.
Yeah.
The water looks great.
And also the beaches are kind of like flat. In Oblivion, they would go from like small humps to like directly sink right into the sea.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever noticed that, but it was not good.
Yes. Yeah, it would just like immediately just dive right off.
Yeah, so now it's like a gentle slope. It's very small and most people won't notice or care, but I personally like it a lot. Also, you can hear in the background right now one of the new songs, like the ambient music. This one is specifically written for the Gold Coast.
Oh, nice.
Which I really love our new soundtrack. It's really good. It doesn't replace Oblivion's, but it just kind of complements it. Like every region in Cyrodiil now has their own soundtrack to boot. To kind of make it feel a bit more unique.
Asking about the music, if that's like do you have any of the original tracks in here? Is that like a licensing thing, or?
It's all in here. Actually, in one of the more recent Skyrim Creation Club updates, they added the Oblivion soundtrack to the files, which is great for us because we can just use them without, any. Yeah. I also apologize for the people watching on my own Twitch that I'm not answering questions, but I can only do so much at the same time.
We can try and keep an eye on that chat as well.
Yeah, I'll open it up. I've got your YouTube open as well. Oh wait, I don't think I can open multiple chats on Twitter. Well, that's okay. I can just check it every now and then.
Gamer wants to know: does the Nibene River area represent Elsewire next to the border?
Yeah, kinda. We have, so what we have for all the different conjoining regions or provinces, we have border gates. So, I mean, you can't go to Elsewhere, to Black Marsh or any of those provinces, but there's border gates, and sometimes there's like landmarks behind them to kind of resemble, in a way, the places that they're right next to. Does that make sense?
This is a hold.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hand it over or die. Easily
Your money
done.
or your life.
Oh no, I got the charity spell again.
Crush him with the giant text.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask if you guys ever, when like kind of looking for inspirations for some of the aesthetics of the other areas, did you guys ever look at like the Elder Scrolls Online, because they've been like adding all the different regions like slowly over time in that game? Like, have you guys looked at that game just for like inspiration at all?
Not much. I mean, ESO is a completely different beast. What we kind of look at, like, or me personally, what I did for all the regions of Cyrodiil is I just dove into the lore books that are found in all the games, and kind of wrote how I envisioned it would look. And then I would get a concept artist to kind of sketch a few ideas out, and then from that we would gather some real life references to boot, and slowly but steadily you would get like a mood board full of like custom and just stuff that we found online that we thought would resonate with the areas in question. But we don't really use ESO. I mean, ESO's Gold Coast is pretty good. But other than that, I wouldn't personally use any of that as a reference.
Right. It is pretty different, I would say. Kind of like the design they're going for.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And especially their Gold Coast, I think, is pretty good. They had more or less the same idea that we have, which is kind of like a warm Mediterranean look and feel.
A couple people across the chats have been wondering how lockpicking is going to work in this game. Is it going to be Skyrim's lockpicking system or Oblivion's?
Yeah, so good or bad news depending on which one you like better, but it's not gonna be like Oblivion. So I'm hoping that will make a few people happy, and I'm pretty sure it'll make a few people sad. I personally loved Oblivion's lockpicking because I was really good at it, and nobody I knew understood it. Like there's a little trick to it. Once you get it, I mean you're good.
Yeah.
But nobody for some reason got it, and yeah, it made me feel pretty good about myself sometimes.
I remember because you could lockpick a very hard lock right off the bat. And like, even if you didn't have a lot of lockpicks, you could just say come.
Yeah.
We have another $10 donation from Skyblivion Toby for direct relief, as well as Brandon Davis, who donated $25 for Black Lives Matter. So shout out to both of you.
Thank you all so much for the donations.
Toby is actually one of our 3D artists who is working on the steel weapon sets right now. Actually, talking about weapons and armor, I haven't showed you guys any of it so far. And I have like this character. He doesn't look like, you know, he's carrying around like complete weapon sets, but he is. To show that off really quickly, this is a really cool one. It's the arena armor.
Oh, nice.
This is the you're originally part of Team Blue, but I have the yellow one for some reason, so don't hate me for it. Just gonna have to deal with it. See some other cool ones. Yeah, the dwarven armor was finished recently.
That was so cool.
We use a pseudo PBR workflow to make the textures really pop, which is why, you know, if you put this next to Skyrim, there's just, you know, there's no doubt about which one looks better. It's like it looks actually metallic, which is really cool. I'm very happy that we found out how to do this. It's a little complicated, but it really pays off, I think. You know, if you look at the shield, if you look at the shine, I'm not sure how bad it will be compressed, but
I can see that. It looks pretty good.
Both the ebony armor I'm wearing right now and the dwarven armor were made by Sparrows, who is a 3D artist of ours.
Oh, I love ebony armor. Ebony armor and glass armor.
Yeah, I always thought glass armor was really cool. And yeah, ebony armor too.
Glass armor is really cool. Doesn't make sense practically though. The idea of wearing glass armor.
In fact, you know, if glass armor shattered while you were wearing it, that would probably hurt a lot. I'm sure there's some lore reason though.
Yeah, it's like not actually glass, or it's like some.
Yeah, well, I mean,
glass,
yeah, it's called glass, but it's not at all glass.
Vorison in the chat says the ebony armor looks fucking sick.
Thanks. Yeah, we try to make we have different tiers of armor, obviously, but the ebony armor, since it's like top tier, we really wanted to make it fucking badass. Like you just need to feel like a badass motherfucker wearing that, basically, which I think we nailed. Like it looks like a proper knight, probably maybe on steroids or something. Like, it just looks fucking awesome, which is exactly what we wanted to do.
Is that
what we wanted to go for?
The thief armor?
Yeah, this is the shrouded armor. We have a black variation as well. There's actually a small bug with the textures, like it looks kind of plasticky, so we have to reconvert those.
Oh, okay.
But it shouldn't be a huge deal. I don't know. I feel like wearing the dwarven armor though. I think it's just one of the most badass armor sets we have in game right now. Oh, and for unique weapons, I'm not sure. Like people probably have requests on unique weapons they want to see from Oblivion. I'm just gonna go through a few really quickly.
Yeah, that was one thing you mentioned. Like in Oblivion, a lot of the unique weapons are just like steel swords, but they glow a different color because they have an ability. But you were saying that many of those unique, or I don't know how many, but some of the unique weapons you guys have actually gone through and recreated. Like a big one that comes to mind is, I think it's called the Shimmer Strike, right?
Yeah. Shimmer Strike is a dagger from the arena quest line. Usually you couldn't pick anything up. But I felt like the arena announcer tells you specifically about this blade that they wield. and I felt like if you're gonna name the dagger by, you know, if you're gonna give it a name, if you're gonna go to all the trouble to like adding that little detail in game, it should look unique as well. I think it was an elven dagger or maybe glass, I'm not quite sure, but we made a unique model for it, and we made it so you can pick it up throughout the quest line to like keep it with you as kind of like a, I don't know, a reward for yeah.
That's pretty cool, because that is one thing, like, that you'd get all these weapons that would sound so cool, like, and you pick it up and it would just be like, okay, it's one of the other ones, but it's got a green tint to it or whatever.
Yeah, and it's kind of disappointing in Skyrim as well in a lot of cases. Like, they didn't really change that too much. For instance, if you you know, finish the first part of the main quest where you have to help Whiterun, you know, with the dragon attack, at some point the Jarl will say like, thank you so much for helping us, and here's like a weapon from my personal armory, and it's just a regular steel sword or a regular shield, and it's like, you know, really, you know, come on.
Alcoholic Robot in the chat is he's appalled that you're stealing weapons in the arena. It's only that one weapon.
Yes, it's only the one, I promise.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask if how you guys are handling like enemy variety, because in the original Oblivion, like the sort of like enemies that would populate the world were dependent on your level, which would kind of weird to this. Like, I remember the first time I played it, I didn't really play it right, so like I wasn't leveling up that much, so I actually beat the game and I barely saw any of like the really high level enemies. Because I was like, I just wasn't playing it correctly. Like, I wasn't properly like using the correct skills to level up. And I know Skyrim kind of changed that. Have you guys sort of adjusted any of that? Especially since you're like incorporating some of Skyrim systems.
At this point in development, not yet. But that's definitely on the table. Or well, I should say that's how we want to do it. Like you saw at the beginning of the stream, I had a level 30 plus character. And I walked into the first Ayla ruin, and you know the guy was wearing mithril armor. We don't want that in the finalized product. So we want bandits to always, you know, look like bandits and be kind of easy to defeat. Higher tier enemies will definitely spawn, but they won't spawn, you know, like on the main road, for instance, to mow you down when you're level 2. But they'll be guarding like higher tier Oblivion gates or
cool.
like more interesting dungeons. So there will definitely be a level of grind to some extent. Like it won't lock you out of any part of the main game. But you know, if you want to explore every single cave and every single dungeon, you will have to sometimes level up and come back after you licked your wounds.
Okay, cool.
Because hopefully you will get your ass kicked at least, you know, a couple of times.
We've got another question from Vor Usten, which I think should be interesting. Do you plan on doing the same thing as the people remaking New Vegas in Fallout 4, where they're releasing some of the content they finished for everyone to download, or are you waiting until it's done? I guess just to clarify, like, are you waiting until this game is content complete before you release it, or do you plan on, like, because I think I've seen you tweet and talk about before, like, once this game is, like, when it does come out, or when you guys release it, not everything will be in there yet. Like, you might add some stuff later. So I was curious about the plan there. I know that's still a ways out.
Well, I think what they're asking is if we're maybe doing separate mod releases. I know that's something that Fallout New Vegas team does. We have released our steel armor, for instance, and we want to release more. But it's kind of it's pretty low priority. So yeah, ahead of release, we will definitely, you know, provide the community with some cool weapons and armor sets. But it's kind of like TBD on when, if, and how we're going to go about doing that at this point. Because the main, like the first release will, it needs to be feature complete. Like we can't leave out half the armor sets, for instance, or half the creatures. At least that's how I feel about it. So everything is going to be part of the main release. What we will release after is smaller DLC or small content, add-ons, fixes, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. Question for each of you. What's your favorite quest from Oblivion? Mine is the Collectionist. I don't remember which one the Collectionist is, but one of my favorite ones is the when you go to that party and they're trying to solve the murder. And
oh yeah.
So good. I gotta step away for just 1 second. I'll be back quickly.
Yeah, that's,
Sure.
that's definitely one of my favorites. I like some of the early ones a lot. I like the one with the like I said, I like a lot of the anvil ones. The house one is great. The one with the, like you said, the women who are like stealing men's possessions is pretty good. The one in Coral where you go to that like creepy town where they're like kidnapping people.
Hack Dirt. Yeah.
Yes, Hack Dirt. Yes, that one is fantastic. I remember that was like one of the early ones I did where I was like, oh my god, like this is crazy.
I think
should we do that quest.
Yeah, sure. I'm just quickly gonna show you Kvatch, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
We also have 2 more donations for COVID Direct Relief. One from Skyblivion D, who donated $10.
Oh, cool.
And another one from Skyblivion Sky, I think Skywalker. Here we go. The name was cut off for a sec. Skyblivion Skywalker, who donated $10 as well. So thank you to both of you.
Stand back, civilian. This is no place for you. Get back to the encampment at once. Lost the damn city. That's what happened. It was too much. Too fast. We were overwhelmed. Couldn't even get everyone out. There are still people trapped in there. Some made it to the chapel, but others were just run down the
That
streets.
red glow.
Yeah.
These men are still holed up in the castle. And now we can't even get back into the city.
It took a while to trigger because I've been messing with the weather. So if you put the weathers to change at a rate of 2 instead of the regular, I think 20 or whatever it is, it just takes like literally 5 minutes for it to turn.
We'll try to hold our ground.
The guards are also still wearing the old armor from Oblivion, which we just ported directly as a placeholder. We have someone working on all the guard specific armor sets right now, and the first 3 are pretty close to being complete. And since they're modular, the rest should be done by this summer, hopefully. So I'm really looking forward to having that in game.
Some kind of portal to Oblivion. The enemy used them to attack the city. They appeared outside the walls, and they've opened one right in front of the city gates.
I remember
until that, my
playing
home.
this
We couldn't
area
have
for the
been
first
any
time and
if only
doing the
I had a
fight
way to strike
inside Kvatch and
one.
thinking it was so epic, and then
Are you
replaying
sure?
Oblivion about a year or 2 ago and
Don't
being
know
like,
how
oh
to
yeah,
close this gate,
it's just
but it must be possible, because the enemy
not as
knows
exciting
once
as I
they open
remember.
it,
It's
Yeah.
just, what they do with it is still so cool though.
If you can get in there, the best I can say is go.
I think that's just like that build up of like thinking like, oh, I'll go to this town next, and then like realizing like it's completely destroyed was just like so cool.
Yeah.
It's also like it's a good way to set the stakes early on, where you're like, oh shit, they destroyed an entire town. Like this is a town I could have like been in to meet people, take quests.
Yeah.
But, like because of what's happening, this town just got leveled.
Right.
I think is a neat introduction to the story of the game.
Yeah. Oh no, we took the weathers with us.
Oh
There we
yeah, I
go.
remember that. It was, like you would like take a second if you were
Yeah.
when you passed that wall.
Okay, so this is the quest we implemented this week to kind of give you guys an idea. Oh no. Okay. I may have to reload a save file. Give me a second.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
I think okay, this is a interesting bug. I think because we waited like literal days in game by keep using or spamming the commands to make time pass faster. The invincibility effect wore off, which is why you could see people actually running around, which is not supposed to happen.
Oh.
Okay, but we're back. We're back. No worries. Okay, I'm just gonna sonic my way over there.
A lot of people are enjoying hearing the old VO again, hearing those characters.
I would hope so. I mean, as bad as the repetitive voice acting is, it's also kind of iconic.
Yeah,
It really is.
stop, citizen! You violated the law.
Okay, cool. Let's see if this works as well. So we finished. We implemented all the magic in the game last week as well. Should be a bunch of goat there.
Yeah, I
think there's
the
anyone-
magic still
Oh, there it is.
because compared to Skyrim, Oblivion's magic I feel like was way more I don't know, like you could break the game more by like combining like spells and kind of like making this like really broken stuff.
Yeah,
Is- do you
definitely.
think all that the same?
Well, the spells as they were in the game are more or less the same, yeah. Spellcrafting is something that we experimented with, but we haven't been able to implement it properly yet.
Talk to Dira in the inn. I'm tired of this minstrel's freak show our town has turned into.
Okay, this is a little tricky because everyone is invisible.
Excuse me. We have a
I
small
remember this
problem
quest.
we hope you
This is a
can
good
help
one
us with.
too.
You may be wondering why you can't see me. We are all wondering the same thing. Everyone in Aylesville suddenly became invisible several weeks ago. It was sort of fun at first, but the novelty has definitely worn off now. You can imagine how difficult it is to run an inn while invisible. Once you get a reputation as a haunted inn, you can just forget about it. So we've all been keeping quiet, hoping the spell will wear off. But we're running out of patience. We're sure it was Ankatar's doing, but we can't find him. If you can help us, we will be extremely grateful. He's a wizard who took up residence in the ruins of Fort Caractacus a couple of years ago. He's caused us no end of trouble with his magical experiments, but nothing as bad as this. We've tried to find him, but had no luck. If he's still living in the fort, he's hiding from us, and no wonder. If you could find him and get him to remove this cursed invisibility, we will all be in your debt.
There we go. This is one of the many reasons why I love Oblivion. I mean this quest alone, I think it's kind of simple when you know once you've played through it, but the premise I think is just so fun.
Yeah.
Just a random mage setting up shop and accidentally turning an entire town invisible. I don't know. I wish there was more stuff like that in Skyrim. You can also see there's duplicate gates. There's a bunch of invisible goats that you can kind of make out.
Oh yeah.
Like absolutely everything is invisible except for the horses. Apparently, those are immune. That's good to know.
Yeah, there's something even like the main quest in this game. I found more interesting just because you're not the chosen one who saves everyone. You're like the guy.
Oh yeah.
You're like the
Yeah,
chosen one.
you and me both. You're just the idiot who happens to be at the right, kind of at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And he kind of wants to get out, but every time he finishes a quest or whatever, he just gets reeled back in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks for handing me the amulet. Can you go check out the emperor's bastard son to check if he's still doing all right?
Sean Bean too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a lot of like really famous voice actors in this game.
Sean Bean
Yeah.
and Patrick Stewart are the two big ones that I can think of.
Yeah, I think there was maybe one other.
Can you guys hear an echo as well? By the way, I think I hear an echo.
It might be. So Jean-Luc and I haven't been getting audio from the feed. So I
okay.
think Jay's trying to figure out a way to get us audio, but it's totally fine if we can't hear it. It's no
I can
big-
hear it now.
I can hear it now, but I think he's getting an audio because of it.
Go away!
Okay.
I don't want whatever you're
So if
saying.
people in the chat are hearing an echo, let us know and we can fix that.
No, I think you're good on your end, Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I told you to leave me alone. Go away. Oblivion take you. What is it you want from me? Yes, I have been working on a new invisibility spell. As you can see, it works quite well. Why? Oh, really? Everyone in town? That must have been what all the shouting was about a few weeks ago. I'm afraid I was engrossed in an experiment that required my full attention. You see, in order to increase the efficacy of the spell, the radius was likely to approach the... Oh, never mind, I don't mean to bore you. You can tell them not
Maybe
to worry.
echo's gone now.
The effect is not actually
Yeah,
permanent.
I think so too.
It should wear off eventually.
Cool.
Well, in a year or two, maybe a bit more. There's no way to be absolutely sure. That's the exciting thing about basic research. Really? I find being invisible quite refreshing. But if it will get everyone to leave me alone, fine. I did work out a counterspell last week. If I can just put my hand to it. Ah. Here. Stand in the center of town to make sure you get everyone. Oh, and make sure... Never mind. It should be fine. Yes, just read the scroll in the middle of town. It should work. Although, just in case, it might be best if you wore this ring while you were casting the spell. I make them myself. Very useful for this kind of research. Not that I think anything will go wrong. Serious side effects are highly unlikely.
Yeah, so if you don't talk to the guy
go
again
away.
And get this ring, you can still do the quests, but you get major debuffs if you use the spell. Kind of screws you. Which is, I mean, I kind of know this game in and out, so that's kind of why I talked to him again. It's something you're just gonna have to experience yourself, and it'll screw you the first time around, but the second time around you won't make the same mistake again, probably.
Hopefully. XenoCloud asked, question for you, is the original bribe system in this? I completely forgot about the bribe system.
I mean, nothing is quite like it was. It's there in one form or another, but it's not the exact same, no.
Oh yeah, I remember that, like that weird mini game where you like have to like go the 4 different like
Yeah.
I don't know things you have to like click on, and yeah, that was always a weird system that you just kind of guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Their face would react to like if they liked it or not, but like
Yeah, they'd be like,
so weird. The smiles would be like,
Just
yeah, I remember it took me a while to figure that out. When I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay.
that's why they're making this funny looking face.
Yeah.
I
Mark
hope.
Wonderful says, this is so wonderful. It is. Thank you so much for stopping by. And remember, we're doing this for charity, so if you're interested in donating, you can head to the links bit.ly/gs-blm or bit.ly/gs-covid. One's for Black Lives Matter, the other one's for COVID relief. And if the game crashes, which it hasn't yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I was totally expecting it to be this stable.
Jean-Luc Kyle himself will donate $10 per crash.
What is it?
Definitely. I fucked up. I didn't use the spell in the right place.
What do you mean you need another one? I believe the instructions were very hard to believe that anyone could find that too complicated. Lucky for you, I made a backup scroll. Here, but I don't want to see you again.
Cheers, mate. Okay. Hopefully it works. I'm gonna be really sad if it doesn't work, because I played this quest, I think, like 10 times in the last 2 days. Didn't have a single issue. So of course during the stream it all breaks. I'm not sure where I should stand though. Okay, maybe here. Please work. No!
Oh no!
No.
How can that be?
Talk to Dirham in the inn.
He only gives you 2 scrolls though.
Tired of this minstrel's freak show,
Okay,
no.
I guess for the people watching, I'm gonna have to redo this quest. I don't know, how much time do we have?
We've got about 25 minutes.
Oh, good call. I wasn't wearing the ring. Maybe that's it. God damn it. Okay, that's enough time. Never mind, we got this. I got this. I'm not an idiot, I promised.
LFM says, don't worry, we know how Bethesda games work. So.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Oh, man. Of all the things I was imagining would go wrong during the stream, this wasn't one of them.
Go away! Oblivion take you!
I'm just gonna skip
What
through
is
the
it you
dialogue
want?
this time around.
Yes, just in
I think
case.
we all
Not that I think anything.
remember what he's saying.
I've already given you the scroll.
Okay, okay.
And in the middle of town, read it. Poof! It is exactly like magic.
Okay.
Yeah. The Todd Howard remark got chat going.
It just works. Sometimes it doesn't work. I mean that's game development for you. It just works until it doesn't, and you don't know why.
Yeah.
Because you didn't change anything since the last time it did work. Tough.
I like Todd Howard. I think he maybe gets too much shit, but I mean, you had to have known, saying it just works. Like, come on, man, you had to have known what you were putting out in the world.
Okay, another issue. I didn't get the scroll.
What is it now? I've already given you the. Yes, I
He
haven't.
didn't though.
Oh, that.
Oh,
must-
I did it in
You
the
see,
wrong order.
In order
Okay.
to increase, you can tell them not to worry. Well, in a year or two, really. But here, stand.
Okay, there we
in the
go.
center of town.
Oh,
Oh, sweet.
jeez.
Maybe stand like, yeah, or like,
I mean, usually when I do this quest, I stand in like the. Like,
yeah, that's what a lot of
right
people
around
are saying.
here. Yeah.
That's how I remember doing it.
Okay.
All right.
Please, 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 don't make me look like a bigger idiot. Thanks. No.
Oh no!
Okay, okay. You know what? I'm gonna have to call it quits. I think I might have to. I'll fix it in my own time. Like it's a very easy fix. I think I know how, but it's a bit too much trouble. That's super disappointing. Oh
Okay.
well.
Don't worry about it.
In that case, let's see where else we can go. I mean, there's plenty of cool locations on the map. We have like 20 minutes left, I think.
Yeah, show some cool stuff.
Are there any requests, or should I maybe go back to the starting area for the people who may have missed it the first time? Or the Imperial City, maybe?
Yeah, why don't we go to the Imperial City?
I saw Gears of Candy, I think what it was mentioned. He said they said don't forget the interiors, Kyle.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. Oh no.
Okay, I'm not a professional streamer, everyone. Okay, I manage the project. That's my job.
Hey, you're
And I
doing
can't-
pretty good. in my opinion.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a couple of people who made interiors, but I think we're just gonna have to reserve that for an update video, since we're a bit short on time. I mean that's kind of the problem at this point in development. Like there's just so much content already.
Right.
Okay. Rest assured for the people watching, I will get this quest working. Okay, I will do it today. I promise you that. All this hype, all the build up, for what? Okay. Let's turn off Sonic mode. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Oh, actually, let's throw in one more charity spell, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. So I have a question for you guys and people in chat. When you play Elder Scrolls games, do you prefer the first-person camera angle, the third person, or do you kind of play in a combination of both? Like, it looks like, Kyle, you like to switch between.
Well, for when I play by myself, I'm always in first person. It's just that I kind of learned, because I stream quite a lot nowadays on Twitch, and you know, I've seen these armor stats, but a lot of my viewers haven't, which is why I run in third person now, so they can, you know, see my character as well.
Yeah.
Because this is more immersive, you know.
Totally.
But this is more entertaining.
How about you, Jean-Luc?
Sorry, what was the question again? I was
First person or
State
third
your
person when you
business.
play Bethesda games. A lot of people are saying first person.
He's
Oh, definitely
He's
first
supposed to be the
person.
head of the skill.
I never liked the way third person felt. Probably until like I think like Fallout 4 was maybe the first one that I thought it was like okay in. But even then, I think I just prefer first person.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I'm doing anything important, I always do first person. But when I get a new armor set or whatever, or like, I don't know, I'm just like, yeah, my character looks cool. Then I like switch to third person and just pan around and be like,
Yeah, I think I messed with third person more when I like modded games, because I would get like those mods for like Fallout New Vegas that had like bandoliers or whatever, like, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a potion strap or something for like Oblivion.
Okay. This is a really popular inn for some reason.
Elephants is mixed. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, NPCs can only go through the door one at a time, which is funny in Skyrim. There's actually a mod very recently that got released that fixed that. Only like after what, 9 years?
Oh wow.
Never ceases to amaze me, the modding community.
But LFM says mixed, especially with mods fixing the third person camera. That's interesting. I'd be
Right.
to try some of those out. I use first person to talk to NPCs, but use bow pickup items in third for sword combat. I read that completely wrong. I'm a straight 50-50 camera switcher. I always appreciated that was an option in these games, even though
Me too.
third person, especially with this game, or with not this game, but with Oblivion, third person was always kind of janky.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the only thing that was jank in Oblivion, to be fair.
Very true.
But you know, it's part of the charm.
I agree.
All right, this might be a tough one. Favorite NPC
That
in
sounds
Oblivion. This
interesting.
goes for chat as
Perhaps
well.
I'll
You
have
guys
to
got
read
any favorite NPCs? I'll read them out.
I mean,
mine is the Bayazura, it's the ground shot.
I was about
Yeah.
to say the fan. It's gotta be that guy.
I mean, for me, it has to be Martin Septim. That guy is such a badass. And it like when I started playing Oblivion, it was like in the height of my Lord of the Rings fandom. Like I was completely obsessed with anything Lord of the Rings. And then you have Sean Bean by your side. I never, like, at some point in the main quest, you can have him by your side. He follows you around because you have to take him somewhere. I just never brought him to Cloud Ruler Temple. I just kept him with me for like almost until I was level 50. Because I mean, there was no way in hell I was gonna get rid of my free Sean Bean companion.
Yeah.
I just love that guy.
Actually, I think one of my favorites is I forget his name, but in the Dark Brotherhood, he's good too. The Argonian who like hates you. I think he's an Argonian, and he's like a total asshole to you. And then there's spoilers. There's a quest where you have to kill everyone in the Brotherhood because there might be a traitor. And then when you do that quest, you go talk to him, and he's like completely flipped on you. He's like, you know what? I was being an asshole. You're actually awesome. You're my new best friend. And then it's like, all right, cool. Well, I gotta kill you now. I just thought that was so funny.
There's so many. Chat has a lot of different ones. Chia Gorath, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of Lucian LeChance, the Wine Lady, adoring fan, the Skooma Addict, who's in denial, Rindir, who sells staffs.
Oh yeah, Rindir. I think it's funny, like that name triggers something in me.
Man, yeah, there's a lot here. I missed a lot. A lot of people saying Martin hands down as well.
Yes, a lot of smart people in chat.
Yeah, Lucian's great.
Oh, actually, so totally forgot to mention this before. The Imperial City Isle has been, or is still being completely revamped as well. The isle in original Oblivion was quite empty, besides from the ginormous city on top of it. But we added a lot of farms to it, for instance, to kind of supply the city with food. This is the waterfront, which is where your ships lose their cargo, and we kind of try to expand upon that as well. You can see the wheel that can take crates up and down towards the Imperial City. This is also the poorest area of the Imperial City, technically. There's a lot of poor people living in this section of the map. So you'll see, like, once you're beyond that wall in front of us, it looks completely different. It looks disgusting, which is what we're kind of going for with this.
So I think this came up because you're talking about Martin following you around. Someone in the chat has been asking if there will be followers in this game. I don't remember if there were followers in the original.
I mean, yes and no.
Not yet. No.
At some point, that there were people that would follow you around, but they're not technically followers. Yeah. Adoring Fan was kind of like the only real. Okay, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked if I'm not using God mode. Yeah, these guys don't like it if you go on the ship. It's not a bug, by the way. This is supposed to happen. I think good.
The mission tied to that ship I thought was also pretty good, where you it's like that boat in, and you take a nap and then get up in the middle of the ocean and you're robbing you.
Oh, it's fucking, I love it. I mean, that's what we keep coming back to, though. Like, Oblivion's quests were so good. It's kind of unreal how in Skyrim it wasn't bad at all, but everything felt kind of like more linear. Like, it wasn't wacky and completely all over the place like Oblivion was.
Yeah.
As people in the chat have rightfully pointed out or corrected me, the guy I was thinking of is a Khajiit, not an Argonian. It was Maraj Dar. That's what I was thinking of.
Saying a Khajiit, and I was like, oh, people just really like Khajiits, I guess.
No, they were correcting me. That's the guy in the Dark Brotherhood who's like a total asshole too, and then at the last second he changes his mind and likes you.
See, I thought people were talking about Malik the Liar, the Khajiit?
Oh, he's great too.
Oh yeah, Malik, yeah.
Yeah, he's real good.
I totally forgot this. We didn't show off Blackwood. It's the topic that kind of dominated the first 15 minutes of the stream when we were just talking about it. We never showed it though.
Oh yeah. I'd love to see it.
Just waiting for something that's a bit more clear so we can actually see.
Yeah, there we go.
Come on. I mean, foggy is kind of cool as well, I guess, if people don't mind.
Fits the mood.
Yeah, so this is Blackwood. It's In Oblivion, in the original game, it was also technically a swamp. It just didn't look anything like a swamp or a marsh. And this is maybe one of the hardest areas to make, because it had to be completely demolished and rebuilt. But I think it paid off big time. It's so unique that there's no area in the game like this, which goes for all the biomes technically, but this one is just so completely different. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's ugly, but it's ugly in a good way, if that makes sense.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
totally.
Like I love the droopy trees over the puddles and ponds and stuff like that. It's good stuff.
That looks good. And I like the town associated with this area too. I forget what it's called. I feel like there wasn't as Leywin. Yeah, there wasn't like as many quests as I wanted, but I remember like I remember liking that town like visually.
Yeah, Leywin is really cool. We actually based our Leywin on the Oblivion concepts as well. Like it's pretty different.
Cool. There's
a really big bridge, so that ships can find their way towards the Imperial City. In the original Oblivion, it didn't look like ships would be able to travel inland at all, which is quite odd. It was kind of sealed off, the river and the ocean.
Mm.
This is Namira's shrine, by the way.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We got another meme question here from ism. Probably messed it up. Will the lusty Argonian maid be a new character?
I mean, I wasn't planning on adding the lusty Argonian maid specifically, but maybe someone will throw a little Easter egg in there. Who knows?
Let's see. Any other questions I can see here?
Just gonna zoom past this area because it's kind of empty.
Sonic speed.
There's a lot of areas like this where it's in between two claims and it hasn't really been worked on.
Maybe it's my internet. You're cutting out a little bit. Could be my internet.
I was hearing it too.
Oh.
How about now?
Yep.
Good.
There you go.
Yeah, I think my computer is not really appreciating all the heat and it's kind of suffering. Ow, what the fuck? He hit me instead of the mud crab. Wait, is he? Oh, it's a bandit. Okay, shit. I thought it was an Imperial Forester.
We have another donation. Did you say it while I was gone, Jake, or not yet?
I did not. No.
Cool. Yeah, we have a donation for COVID relief from Lunar Sunlight. Donated $20 and says, "To the in real life heroes." Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate the donation.
Yeah. So what? We're gonna be going for about another 10 minutes here or so.
Yeah, I would like to hear some requests from people. Like, if there's anything you want to see. I mean, it's gonna be hard to get a specific answer in chat, I feel like, but maybe we should try anyway, because
Yeah.
we still can.
Was it Shadenhall? Shadenhall? Is that the town?
Could be.
The one with the Dark Brotherhood is. Have you guys like what's that area look like?
Yeah, it's Shadenhall hasn't been worked on a lot yet.
Okay. You don't have to show that then if you haven't worked on it too much.
No, I think the best cities are Skingrad, maybe. Actually, Skingrad is really beautiful.
Skingrad's cool. It's one of the bigger towns, if I remember. It's got like all the vineyards and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the one with that big road that separates both sides of it, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Man, we're getting a lot of fog.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
LFM
There's
says
just go nuts,
ahead.
go nuts. No, I'm done. I'm done.
No, LFM just says, gonna take so many screenshots with this mod. The world is looking gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks great.
Dang.
I hope it's coming through all right. I think because I'm streaming this twice technically, my computer is not really enjoying today too much, but should give you a general idea of what this looks like. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, we were talking about favorite quests in Oblivion. Maybe the one with Glarther, actually, the conspiracy theory in Skingrad. The guy who was completely batshit crazy. Yeah. I really like that one.
That was good because he has you follow all these random people who's like,
yeah,
and then you eventually just figure out like, all right, this guy is clearly on something.
There is a character in an NPC in this town. I forget if they're like a shopkeeper and like an apothecary or something. And I'll always remember this line of dialogue because like you talk to them and they just start talking about how like they're asking questions about if necromancy is illegal in like Cyrodiil, and you're like, what? And they're just like, oh, no reason. That's why I'm asking, or it's not necromancy, it's necrophilia. They're asking if necrophilia is legal. And I remember just being like, what the heck? It's like such a random, unique line of dialogue.
Yeah.
Because like both NPCs just kind of have like their generic lines, but I just remember this one character saying something like that, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, what's the fine? Yes, somebody said, what's the fine for necrophilia?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. And I remember just being like, oh my god.
Oh, there he is. So we got a couple minutes left here. If you got any last minute questions, get them in and we'll try to read them.
Paranoia, that's the name, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great quest.
Yeah.
You like end up murdering all these maybe innocent people. Like I love that it's never clear. It's never fully clear what's going on.
It's really fun though. I actually, while I still have time, I also want to give a shout out to the Beyond Skyrim team, who are creating pretty much all of Tamriel. Like we've been working together as much as possible to kind of share assets, ideas, and resources. And you'll see some of their work in our game as well. And vice versa. So just really want to thank them as well. And while we still have time, I also want to give a quick special thanks to Dark Odin, Xatax, Lorax, Oracus, Tiber, Ludist, Stade, Shadow, Kettlewitch, Wesley, Zilav, in particular because they really helped me these last couple of days to get this ready for you guys. And of course the entire Skyblivion team, because there's some like insanely talented people on our team, and I mean I have no doubt I'll see some of them working on some pretty impressive games in the future. So sorry, I had to throw it in there.
No, please do. Absolutely.
Sorry, I gotta respond to something. Anyway, that is all the time we have, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the donations and just watching this, hanging out with us. Like I said, we're going to be doing this for the next 2 weeks, not with Skyblivion specifically, but we're going to have we've got a bunch of other stuff planned that you won't want to miss. But thank you so much, Jean-Luc, for helping me out and joining us. And of course, thank you so much, Kyle, for doing this. And thank you to the team for getting this prepared. This is a huge treat as a big fan of the project and as someone who's very excited to see how this develops and so on. It was such a pleasure having you here.
It was my pleasure, and I'm sure it was my entire team's pleasure as well. I want to thank the people for watching and donating, of course. It's awesome to see how many people are excited for the game, and thank you guys for having me over. It's really a pretty awesome and unique opportunity to be here. Oh yeah, and if anyone wants to see that quest, we kind of fucked up. I'll continue the stream on my own channels, and I know what the problem is. I just have to disable a plugin probably. So we will get that working if anyone wants to see how that kind of ends and unfolds.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
thank you
if you're
guys
watching-
so much.
If you're watching on our channel and you want to keep watching more, go over to Kyle's YouTube, not YouTube. Well, yes, YouTube as well as Twitch, right? Both?
Yeah, I'm live on YouTube and Twitch right now.
Yeah, so go check those out if you want to keep seeing more. But yeah, as Jake said, I think that's going to do it for us.
Awesome, thanks guys.
All right, I apologize, but I gotta go right now.
All right.
No worries.
Thank you again, Kyle.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You know-
Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. It's really, really fun. Really cool to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Anyway, talk to y'all later.
All right.
Yeah. Bye bye.
See you, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, I guess.
Alright, I'm sure you guys are talking, or you're talking. Thanks so much, Kyle. Enjoy the rest of your stream. You don't have to talk back.
my pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much
okay.
again. Really appreciate it. Good luck, have fun.
Bye bye. Wow. Okay. Well, that was a charity stream on GameSpot. Holy shit. We made it. I can finally say that I was scared out of my mind. I was shitting bricks. I'm sweating like a pig. I really hope that this is not going on GameSpot, but that's what's up. That's what's going on in my head anyway. Oh man, that was scary, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna keep going. It'll be just us. Nice and intimate, just the way we like it. Thanks for the host, by the way, Nimrod. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. There's so much more to show. It's hard to do this when you're talking to people simultaneously. So I missed a lot of stuff. I don't know. I couldn't think straight while talking. You know. To be fair, I usually can't think straight without talking. So, I mean, I think in hindsight it went pretty well, I would say. Oh, okay. Now that things are kind of slowing down a little bit, is there anything that you guys in particular want to see, or should I just do my thing? Both works for me. I can hear a mud crab. Oh, there he is. I love our mud crabs. I think they're really cute. And thanks again for the host. Breville? Oh, Bruma. Yeah, we didn't show Bruma at all, didn't we? Yeah, let's do Bruma first then. Let's go to the snowy mountaintops. Of course we can't travel. God damn it. We didn't show a lot of spells either. I wanted to impress you guys with this. Totally forgot about that. Yeet. Oh well. How cool is that? Okay, it doesn't work on weapons. That's fine though. Okay. Right, we're gonna go to Breville and what did I say? Bruma? Let's check those out quickly, shall we? Also, I'm gonna just walk through this part of the Heartlands because I don't think we walked through here at all. Not this side anyway. Yeah, I'll try the quest again in a bit. Wondering if there are any people from GameSpot to stream. Actually, if anyone was watching on YouTube on GameSpot, how many people were watching? Because I didn't really get to check that out. I have no idea about the numbers that we had. Hello, twins.
Speak quickly. I have no time for mindless blather.
Okay,
Just go away.
I am. Wow. The fuck? That's a lot of people. Yeah, that's why I was kind of anxious about the stream. You know, I can handle my own chat. The regular people watching me on Twitch and YouTube. Just kind of like the feeling of people that I don't really know and you know don't know me. Just watching you, every move you make, everything you do. Guitar, I was thinking the same thing. It was over 700 at the start of the quest. Oh man. Yeah, Pickle, that's a good quote, I feel like. Yeah, Dragon, the questions, it's best to ask them on Twitch. Yeah, we should probably, I mean, this armor is beautiful, I agree with you there, but it's the only one we've worn pretty much the entire stream. Even though Ebony looks really good as well. I'm glad it went well, but I'm also glad we're just by ourselves now. Sucker. Okay, if there are no more enemies, let's try and go to Bruma. You want to see the front of the helmet? Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. I want to take the time to thank you guys, by the way, for your support and all the questions and donations. It's surreal to be able to do this. I never in a million years would have thought I'd be on GameSpot at any point in my life, hosting a charity stream like this. It boggles my mind. Yeah, this is the new Bruma. As you can see, it's far from finished. Don't worry about it. We're working on it. We're doing our best. But as cool as it looks from the outside, it looks even better on the inside, which I'll show you. Oh man, yeah, that was really cool. I'm really glad I did it. I'm really glad you guys were here as well. I'm sorry I couldn't answer questions in my own chat, but I did see a lot of familiar names, so I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Moral support, you know? This is the new lower class district, which is literally lower. Let's say a door that wasn't moved to its new location. Very good. Seems to be a trend. Do you have the statuing game? I assume you mean the statue that takes your shape after the main quest. Just want to have a quick look at the weathers because we got new weathers earlier this week. Just wanted to see if everything working correctly. Seem to be missing one weather type. Oh well. I'm gonna show you guys through the Gerald Mountains, at least through some part of it. Yeah, the city at night looks really good. I really like the atmospheric lights. We didn't crash once though during the entire stream. That's good. The game is quite stable. I wish I knew it was. But still. I didn't know for sure. In fact, I didn't know at all. I was totally expecting it to crash. I was playing earlier today throughout the Imperial City and I was just fighting with some guards. It crashed. I fast traveled to a city, it crashed. And this time around, it didn't happen even once. Not even once. Actually, I think I'm going the wrong way. That side of the mountains looks the most impressive. Is it strange that it looks like your memories? No, I don't think that's strange at all. When I thought... my memories are kind of blurred now, but when I thought back about Oblivion when Skyrim just came out, I was sure that, you know, Oblivion looked better in every single way. Like it was bigger. To be fair, the game was bigger. Like the cities were bigger and that kind of stuff. This area is horribly broken, by the way. It's very gray instead of white. So don't worry too much about the textures. We're working on it. But in my memory, the game looked a lot better. And then, you know, you go back and it's not as impressive. I have the same with the Lord of the Rings games, like the games based on the movies, or Rayman, Battle for Middle Earth looked a lot better in my memory than it does in reality. Thank you, Smart Blue Cat. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you heard the little shout out at the at the beginning. We didn't show off so much though. We skipped the entire West Weld. I just realized. We didn't do any of the interiors either. This is pretty cool location as well, Cloud Top. These are the Colovian Highlands, which is a pretty fucking cool area, if I do say so myself. It's quite massive, but most of it is explorable. It's not just mountain ranges. There's some really cool hidden secrets as well. There's a valley. You can see pretty clearly it's a valley, but if you get closer and the assets load in, it's completely walled off. It's like this very secret location that's quite beautiful when you find the entrance. If you find the entrance, I should say. Hey Ghost, when is the Bruma guard armor going to be implemented? I hope soon. It's on our Trello board. It's on our to-do list. It had a small issue with the UV being inverted, I think, which we had to fix. But it should be done soon, relatively soon anyway. I'm not quite sure how to answer that, Dragon. I'm sorry. There is no answer really. Also, I saw Roven in the chat earlier when I wasn't able to really speak to my own chat. Are you still here by any chance? Totally forgot to give him a shout out. He was one of the people who was right there at the start as well, when we were just creating NPCs, doing phase gen. Really talented guy. We definitely underutilized in hindsight. Hey, just wanted to let you know I'm super excited for this, and I wish I could stay longer to watch the stream because it looks absolutely amazing. Can't wait to see what you guys do with the rest. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, the project is, we have zero funding, so all the kind words, you know, we'll take what we can get. Really appreciate it. Why don't you take donations? Kind of out of principle. It just wouldn't seem fair. I could make a Patreon saying Skyblivion lead looking for money so he can, I don't know, manage the project full time or something along those lines. And I'm sure there would be plenty of people who would donate, and I would be able to do this full time instead of, you know, working from 9 to 5 and then working on Skyblivion from 7 till 12. But it wouldn't feel right or fair if I would be getting compensated or paid, but the rest of the team wouldn't be. So then I would have to share the money somehow, and I have no idea how you would do that. I don't know how to and you know, I don't want to be the guy responsible to decide who gets what and why. So that's I hope that kind of answers your question. I agree, Ghost. I did a fantastic job. Absolutely. Thank you, Uruk. Appreciate it. Yeah, actually, should I, I'm gonna try and do the quest, okay? If you guys can, bear with me for a minute. I will try and see if I can fix the quest. Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Thanks for all the follows. I think there's quite a few. Okay, let's see if this did the trick. I hope so. Okay, so in theory this should work. Do you plan to release more armor mods for Skyrim? Yeah, probably. Oh, dude, yeah, you want to see more spells like that. We used the open lock one earlier today. We can definitely summon some creatures though. Actually, let's use them on the bandits over here. Oh, slaughterfish. Can hear them. Oh, there they are. New slaughterfish model, very nice. Oh, whoops. Okay. Go nuts, guys. Okay, wow, that was fast. Yeah, that was a new Wraith. And this is new Flame Atronach. Atronach? Is that what it's called? I don't think there's a chest right around the corner that I could open though. Unless one of those is locked. No. Okay, the town for the quest is right over there, so we'll just walk towards that. Is there any info on how this will be installed? Yeah, we will have our own launcher that will install it for you, no problem. Easy peasy. Okay, ghost. Kill mod crab. Oh, I really like these guys. Anyway. Yeah, the new Flame Atronach. Well, the thing is, the Flame Atronach was one of those really low priority assets to work on because Skyrim already had one and we can just reuse it. But someone just made this by himself in the background for fun and was like, hey, yeah. I did this while working on, I think he was working on the horses. So, and was like, yeah, I mean, if you want to use it, go nuts, all yours. Like, fuck yeah, dude. It looks amazing. This one is really funny as well. Oh, not this one. I was actually going for the Headless Zombie. I really like the fact that you can summon, and look at that booty. Yeah, this guy looks fucking disgusting. This one is really cool though. I see chat going wild over his ass. Never change, chat. Never change. I actually think there's some baddies over here that might want to deal with the scab. Oh, or a zombie. Scab. Oh, damn it! I keep using the. Is that it? I think so. That's where the quest begins. Okay, I really hope it works this time. It should. It should. I don't think I did anything weird since the last time I tested this. Okay, you're invisible, so that's a good start. Where's the guy? Oh, there he is.
Excuse me. We have a small problem that we hope you can help us with. You may be wondering why you can't see.
I won't, Ace, thanks.
We are all wondering the same thing. Everyone in Ayleswell suddenly became invisible several weeks ago. It was sort of fun at first, but the novelty has definitely worn off now. You can imagine how difficult it is to run an inn while invisible. Once you get a reputation as a haunted inn, you can just forget about it. So we've all been keeping quiet, hoping the spell will wear off. But we're running out of patience. We're sure it was Ankatar's doing, but we can't find him. If you can help us, we will be extremely grateful. He's a wizard who took up residence in the ruins of Fort Caractacus a couple of years ago. He's caused us no end of trouble with his magical experiments, but nothing as bad as this. We've tried to find him, but had no luck. If he's still living in the fort, he's hiding from us, and no wonder. If you could find him and get him to remove this cursed invisibility, we will all be in your debt.
All right.
We're pretty sure he's still hiding out in Fort Caractacus, although he never answers when we've tried to find him.
Actually, maybe there's a... Someone asked about a locked chest. If I could open it, I think there might be a locked container. No. Nothing locked, okay. Too bad. Okay. So far, so good. Let's travel down to the ruin. Jesus Christ. Forgive her. Really? I mean, yeah, you can unlock things using the console commands. Are these guys angry? No, they're cool. Okay. But I have a spell. Open hard lock. Okay, he should be... Yeah, he's still there. Okay, like for instance, I'm pretty sure this guy has a couple of personal belongings, so maybe we can use it on that if he has a chest. No chest? Man. Why is it that when you don't want to find, or when you don't want to do lockpicking, there's like... It feels like there's 10, locked chests, and when you kind of want to find one.
Go away!
There's
I
none
don't
around.
want whatever you're selling. I told you to leave me alone. Go away.
Did we change the weather system at all? Yeah, this is not Skyrim's.
Oblivion take
This is
you.
this
What is it
completely
you
new
want
weather
from me?
for the mod.
Yes, I have been working on a new invisibility spell. As you can see, it works quite well. Why?
Oh, no reason. You just made the entire town up the hill invisible. No big deal.
Oh, really? Everyone in town? That must have been what all the shouting was about a few weeks ago. I'm afraid I was engrossed in an experiment that required my full attention. You see, in order to increase the efficacy of the spell, the radius was likely to approach the... Oh, never mind. I don't mean to bore you. You can tell them not to worry. The effect is not actually permanent. It should wear off eventually. Well, in a year or two, maybe a bit more. There's no way to be absolutely sure. That's the exciting thing about basic research. Really? I find being invisible quite refreshing. But if it will get everyone to leave me alone, fine. I did work out a counterspell last week. If I can just put my hand to it. Ah. Here. Stand in the center of town to make sure you get everyone. Oh, and make sure... Never mind. It should be fine. Yes, just read the scroll in the middle of town. It should work. Although, just in case, it might be best if you wore this ring while you were casting the spell. I make them myself. Very useful for this kind of research. Not that I think anything will go wrong. Serious side effects are highly unlikely.
Okay.
Just leave.
I am. Jeez. Say what you will, but those high elves, they're kind of mean. What spell is that? What did we just use? Oh, the open lock one. Okay, yeah. Will Skyblivion get a Steam page? I really doubt it. I'd have to talk with Bethesda again. I don't think it'll happen. Well, who knows? Ah, beautiful sunset. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? So, the Ring of Protection. We're gonna stand in the middle of town. What? How?
Talk to Dirham in the inn. I'm tired of this minstrel's freak show our town has turned into.
Okay, I'm gonna give it one more try, and I'll do it around the well, I guess. Actually, oh, you guys. Okay. I think I see the problem. Huh. Yeah, I see the problem. Oh, okay. Okay, what is this? Attempt 3? 4? Cue the nervous laughter. I think I may see what the problem is, or was. Okay. Try again. We're taking the scenic route this time. Or actually, well, we're kind of not.
Oblivion take you.
Okay.
What is... Yes, I had them... Oh, that must... You see, in order to... You can tell them not to worry. Well, in a year or two. Really? But, here, stand in the center of town to make sure you get everyone. Oh, and make sure... Never mind. It should be fine.
Should be fine.
Yes, just in case. Not that I think anything will go wrong. Serious
Okay.
side effects are highly unlikely.
4th time is a charm, right, chat? That's how it works. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be really sad. But it's gonna work. It'll be fine. You know, the thing is, I tested this quest like maybe 10 times in the last 2 days. Every possible variation you could think of, and the moment we go live with this, it doesn't work. How does that happen? What did we do to upset the gods? The divines. Alright, you son of a bitch.
Talk to Dirham in the inn. I'm tired of this minstrel's freak show our town has turned into.
What? Fuck you, Ted Howard. It didn't just work. It didn't work! Oh man. Okay. That's a very disappointing end of the stream, but I really do need to call it. We've been live for 3 hours, I think. I'm just gonna blame it on the stream. For some reason, streams are not compatible with Skyblivion. Okay, that's the reason. It was working, I swear to God. This quest worked fine. And there's some other quests I guess we could do, but this one was the most fun. Yeah, big fat rip. For all the people watching, thank you so much for today. It was really cool to do this. Follow us on our social media. Check out Twitch for more regular streams. No, listen. This is still, it doesn't matter. It's always Todd Howard's fault, okay? It's not my fault. Okay, Todd made Oblivion. Todd made Skyrim. It is Todd's fault. This is nothing to do with me. Todd is stream sniping. Confirmed. I don't know what he did, but while I was in the bathroom, I think he did something to my PC or something. He did something. I know he did. This wouldn't happen normally. Okay? So don't believe anything you see. The cake is a lie. Let's relax for a second though, shall we? What the hell just happened? This is so confusing. In any case, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let's see who we can raid, shall we? I don't see any of my friends streaming Skyrim, so we're gonna have to find someone. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this this preview. We're gonna stream again as soon as we figure this out, because this was not supposed to happen. I'm not quite sure where it went wrong, but we're gonna test. We're gonna see what's up. We're gonna fix it, and we're gonna do one of these streams again. Boom, just like that. Yeah, thanks for all the follows on Twitch. Thank you for all the subscribers who are watching us on YouTube, and for any new subscribers that are with us. It means a lot to see all you guys in chat today. It's awesome. You guys are awesome. You know what? We're gonna stream someone who's even streaming Skyrim. But a friend of mine, her name is Zoe. She started streaming recently. Let's see if this works. It is raid time now, for sure. /raid. Oh man. Yeah, again, thank you guys so much for the support. If you're still watching on YouTube, Twitch is usually the place to be for these streams. I'll do you a favor and spam my link right there. This was a wild ride. I'll post the stream on YouTube probably. I think. Yeah, I'll definitely come to voice chat after this, Toby. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, you guys are the best. This was great. Really glad I did this, and I'm super glad you guys were here with me.